languages.
Listen to us every Wednesday through www.radioamigainternational.com.
Radio Amiga, musical culture, 11 years on air.
Hello, Clic listeners. Buenas tardes a todos, buenas soleadas tardes aquí en Bogotá. Tenemos 20 grados, miércoles 4 de la tarde y está soleadito, pero bueno, antes de iniciar el programa como siempre, vamos a tomarnos unos minutos para recordar al profe Alejandro Vadillo, que lastimosamente nos dejó hace poco, ya no está en este plano con nosotros, y sin embargo queríamos recordarlo como el gran hombre que fue, co-creador del contenido acá de Radio Amiga, de Conéctate con el Observatorio de Derechos Humanos, colaborador de muchas otras emisoras, un gran profesor, gran abogado, pero sobre todo una excelente persona que dejó una huella en todos aquellos con los que compartió y con los que tuvo contacto. Nada, queremos pues mandar nuestro más sentido pésame, nuestras condolencias a la familia y nada, recordarlo como el maravilloso ser humano que fue. Muchas gracias por todo el profe Alejandro, y donde quiera que esté, que siga enseñando y que siga siendo la persona que estuvo con nosotros en este plano. Bueno.
No, pues que sí, una de las formas más bonitas de recordar a las personas es a través de la memoria, ¿no? De esa, en el caso de los profesores, pues de esa reproducir esa memoria a través de los estudiantes. Entonces, pues aquellos que hayan tenido un contacto muy cercano con el profesor, pues siempre recordarlo, ¿no? Que para mantenerlo ahí vivo, que es muy importante. Y pues duro, ¿no? Duro en estos momentos también tan delicados, tan tensos en los que estamos, este tipo de noticias y todo esto, y un profesor, bueno, muchas cosas allí. Entonces, sí, profe Luis.
That's right, my friend. Okay, but here we are, as every Wednesday here on Clic on Air, and we're ready to have a nice conversation in English, a nice show with an excellent guest. We're going to be speaking about a very interesting topic. You will see, this is a surprise, but it will be really nice. But first of all, I want to say hello. Hey, Nicolas. Now that we have said it, like, how are you, man, today?
Okay, now in English. All right.
Yeah.
Hello, Clic on viewers, Clic on listeners. I'm okay. Like I'm happy to be here, like every Wednesday, in this amazing space to talk about different topics with you and the guest. And today is not the exception, of course. We're gonna talk about literature and gastronomy, which is something really interesting. And for that, we have an excellent guest for that topic today, right, Teacher Luis?
That's correct. We have a really nice guest who is with us right now from Pirineos, Spain. And it's really late in Spain, but she accepted to be with us. And we want to say hello to Adriana García. Hi, Adriana, how are you? Welcome to Clic on Air.
Hi, good night. Thank you for inviting me.
Where are you right now? Can you tell our Clic on listeners, where are you right now?
Yeah, I'm in my home in Pyrenees, which is, for those who know, Catalonia, it's a region in the mountain.
Yeah.
Okay.
So maybe people know more about, what was the character? I forgot it now.
Haiti.
Haiti.
My goodness.
Haiti. I remember Haiti because I watched, but it was a long time ago. I remember Haiti. Remember the place where she lived, no? It's something similar where you are now, right, Adriana?
Yeah, the landscape. It's
like a prairie. Like a prairie.
Yeah, it's like mountains and surrounded by nature, rivers, wild animals.
Cool.
It's quite nice to live here.
We are not right now. I'm surrounded by traffic jams, pollution, overpopulation. But yeah, good. we are okay.
That is a real a problem from here in Bogota. I mean, we got a lot of traffic, but it's a nice city too. But as I told you, so today we're going to have a really nice conversation with our guest, Adriana. She is in Spain, but she has a really nice English. So we'll be conducting this interview in English, you will see. And we will learn some Catalan too, you will see. But right now, I want to thank her again. And Nicolas, what is our topic for today?
Yeah, well, before I say our topic, I want to practice my Catalan. Nah, no, I'm joking. I'm gonna tell an experience that I had related to Catalan, but later. But first, okay, let me introduce our topic for today. For click on viewers, click on listeners. Please participate with the hashtag click on sweet literature. Click on sweet literature and answer these questions, please. What recipes have you learned from your favorite books? And would you like to try some recipes from your favorite books? Wow, so participate with the hashtag. Very interesting topic for today. Tell us if you will try a recipe, some food from your favorite book, and well, and tell us what would it be. So that's the questions for today.
Yeah, that's really nice because over the years we have read so many books, and I remember this. It's an anecdote that I have, but this is more related to the no, yeah, it's more related to the cinema because there is a movie that I really like, and I love that movie, which is Goodfellas with Ray Liotta and Joe Pesci and Robert De Niro, which is a gangster movie, and there is a scene where all these guys go to prison, and they have in the joint, and they are all in the same cell, you know, and they have to cook, and they start explaining how they prepare this amazing pasta with amazing meatballs and steaks, and it's tremendous. And one day I decided to prepare that sauce because it was amazing. So it's something similar. So think about your favorite food, and we will speak a little bit about that with Adriana. But right now it's time to click on music for the first time, Nicolas.
Yeah,
what is the first song?
Let's click on music for the first time. Let's click on Painting Black by the Masters of the Masters, the Rolling Stones. Let's click on music.
Okay. You click on music.
I thought you were going to sing, Luis.
Oh, no. I'm not a good singer, but we're going to click on music.
Or if you want, I can take the guitar and I can.
Well, no. Stop. Welcome back, Click on listeners and Click on viewers.
I was ready.
And here we are on Click on Air. Remember to participate using the hashtag Click on Sweet Literature and answer this question. I say, what kind of food have you learned from your favorite book or fantasy? And would you like to try some recipes from your favorite books? Tell us why. And we were just listening to the Rolling Stones with Painted Black. It's a classic, right, Adriana?
Right? I love this song
Yeah? Do you like the Rolling Stones?
so much, yes.
What's so special about that song? Do you like it? Do you?
Because I want everything turned in black.
You like the color black?
Yeah.
Okay, that's really. And what about you, Nicolas?
Like,
I think.
Yeah, it's like it's because of course we are human beings. We are sad sometimes, no? Well, for example, in my house, most of my walls are black, painting black. But it's because I like the color. It's a color that I don't know. The humans has been unfair with this color, in my opinion. It's always related with something negative. Well, in the sun, of course, it's something negative. But I like the color. and we are human beings, and we are sad most of the time. We're happy as well. We are
Okay.
depressed. We are,
But but
feelings,
Nicola,
emotions.
you
I
were
don't know
like
what to say.
you were like 5 years old when the Rolling Stones first came out, right?
Yeah, I went to the first concert when Mick Jagger was dancing like
Yeah,
22 years old.
you met Mick Jagger when he was a teenager, I remember.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
here we are with Adriana Garcia, and we're going to speak about literature and fantasy food and fantasy literature. And I want Adriana to you to tell us a little bit about your work, about the things you do with literature and stuff. Tell us
Yeah,
a little bit about yourself and your work.
yeah. It started when I was a child. All started there because I was reading books or viewing movies that also have a previous book from the movie, and then I just wanted to taste those foods, but not only real food, as well as have you ever seen the Never Ending Story? There is a
No, that
scene.
it's a
Yeah, yeah,
movie.
yeah, yeah. I know
I'm
what that
sorry.
is. Yeah, yeah.
Ah, yeah, I
It
got
was
it.
a series. It was a series on TV too.
Okay.
Yeah. So then there are some kind of monsters eating stones, or as you're talking about Rolling Stones, I was
Yeah.
remember of that. Sometimes the food in literature, it has a purpose, or it has a role in the story. Not always it's just food or delicious food. It can be poisoned, it can be whatever. But that I loved to recreate some of that food, even the foods that are not real, like stones, or do you understand? Just to
Yeah,
bring it to reality.
Yes.
yeah, it's like
And then
Mhm.
when I was 18 or 19, I started a blog where I started to recreate foods from airlines. Do you
Okay.
know Panam,
Yeah, yeah.
or some dishes of the Titanic as well?
Uh-huh.
And it
Oh,
started like this. And then I
wow.
was working in a pastry shop and learning some techniques. And it was the first time I was able to do it.
It's like
Well,
I don't know, Luis. Luis is an ex. Well, he knows about literature, and it's so interesting to see this relationship with the books. No, it's totally different. I don't
Yeah.
know. I imagine like a character that comes alive from a book, un Don Quixote or something like that.
yeah.
Like a real Don Quixote. That would be amazing. The food becomes real. No, that's something
Yes.
Yeah,
like,
because
I don't know. It's
you
interesting.
always have a special connection with the thing you like, especially in literature. There is a book by an Spanish writer, Carrion, it's his name, and the name is Los Muertos, something like that. And the idea of the book is that in the city of New York, eventually people, I don't know, find out that there are some bodies from people that just appear in the city like they are naked, but those people don't remember who they are or where they came from. And eventually, when the time passes and you read the book, you discover that those are some uh, people that used to be fictional characters. Like when they die in the book, they come back to life, but in real life, they die in the book, but they go to the real world, but they don't know who they are, and they have to find out. It's like
Okay.
mixing fiction with the reality, but in this case, different because it's something that you can taste, right?
Yeah. And also in Never Ending Story, it's quite the same because people are forgetting about fantasy, and then fantasy world is getting to waste. It's disappearing. So the characters are disappearing too. And well, this was the first time I would like to represent the food with that stones. But later on, I was reading like, do you know Enid Blyton, the famous Seven Secrets or the Club of Five.
Ah,
Which
yeah,
time it's called
okay,
the
yeah,
Los
yeah.
Cinco.
The Breakfast Club.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then that was the beginning. And also Alice in Wonderland with that cookies that makes her grow or get little. Do you remember about that?
Yeah, like the song, I think Jefferson Airplane song, like no, the white rabbit.
The White Rabbit.
Yeah. with the pills, some make you taller and some make you small.
Incredible.
Sometimes the food got properties like the potion of Asterix and Obelix. Do you remember Panoramics? There is a potion they eat and they get stronger than anything.
Yeah, like one of Nicola's favorite characters, which is Popeye, that he ate spinach and he grew like really strong.
Yes.
But what kind of a spinach did Popeye eat? I don't know. That's my question always. Popeye, no? We say Popeye here.
Yeah.
In Colombia, Popeye, the character Popeye. Adriana, what kind of books do you like to read, or what was the first book that you read and you say, I want to make this food, or so, and how is that relationship with literature? What can you tell us about that?
First times was tales, classic tales from the Brothers Grimm or Andersen. But actually, that tales that now are represented in Disney, in the real book, the stories are more sad and more dark. I love the real ones because they show a reality totally different from Disney. But actually, I'm grateful with that movies because most of the people know about Little Mermaid or the Cinderella that actually are more ancient tales, just like Perrault. Do you know? There are some classic authors and classical books that Disney brings to the reality or to the TV, and many people know them, but they don't know which is the real story. Like the Little Mermaid died in the end.
Oh, yeah.
Or Pinocchio was smoking, drinking, playing.
Gambling.
He was totally a
Pinocchio
mess.
is the best, no? Pinocchio is the conscious, no? Is your conscious telling you, hey, man,
And
this
what
is
happened?
bad, this is good, but it's heavy, no? They were written for adults, I guess.
Yeah, but the first time the book was released about Pinocchio, the author is Carlo Collodi, and the first story about Pinocchio, it ended so bad. He died, and also the fairy dies too. Everything died there.
Yeah, it's like Cinderella's
Tragedy.
Cinderella's sisters that, according to the original book, they cut her uncles to feed and the crystal shoe, something like that. It's like that's really shocking. It's not a children's book.
No,
Like
not
tragedy,
today.
right? It's like like the Greeks, no? Maybe the Greeks, all the stories ended in tragedy, no? Like maybe similar to these tales.
And the Little Mermaid also dies. She's converted in foam in the sea. And the stories ended like tragedy all the time.
For example, in Argentina, there was this writer, two sisters, was Silvina Ocampo and Victoria Ocampo, and it was Victoria the one who wrote tales about children. And when you start reading, you say, okay, that's a book about children, but there are some twisted children, like really bad children. There is one tale, one story when there is like these children's party, and they are like celebrating and with a cake, and all mothers are like watching their children grow, and they're so happy because they are cute. And one of those children's like, I don't know, like a twisted sense of humor, and all the mothers got into a room, and they are like speaking about how good their children are and smoking. And that little boy, little girl, so there's a little girl, she closes the door, and you're reading and you say, okay, she closes the door, it's cool. But at some point, she started like laying some paper, I think something on the floor, and she lights on fire on that room and burn everybody alive. All the mothers are burned alive, and you say, "Oh my God, what happened with this child?"
Children are terrible.
Yeah, and you say, okay, this is not a children's book. You cannot read this to your child. Don't give him any ideas, you know. And Adriana, we know that you just like you wrote your own book about these sweet temptations about literature. Can you tell us about that book that its name is Dulces de Cuento, right?
This is the cuento.
It's here.
Yeah.
Wow.
Mhm.
Even the how do you say the face?
I wanna
looks-
eat. Sorry, I wanna eat everything from Hansel and Gretel. All the food in this tale is when
Yeah.
I see it in the cartoons, and yeah, they look really delicious, no? But that was the idea, no? To make them the temptation to try the food. I
The
imagine.
cookie house. Yeah.
No, even that cover looks
Sorry.
delicious.
Yeah. But also Hansel and Gretel is a tragedy because the witch want to eat them. And I like this darkness in the child's tales that nowadays no one
You
remembers.
don't like the happy endings.
No.
Okay, can you show us? Can
Only,
you show us
only
the book?
movies. Only in
Can
movies.
you show
for
us the
sure.
book again?
Yeah.
You know, even the
Wow.
cover looks delicious.
That's
Yeah. Those are
the
the poisoned apples from the
Oh.
snow.
from
Oh, okay. Don't
Snow
eat
White.
it. Don't
No.
eat them.
Well, these
But
ones are
it
not
looks
poison.
So we can eat it. No, don't worry,
Yeah.
teacher Luis. But it looks like, yeah, like the typical apple from the tail. No, it always like it looks very delicious. No, you want to eat the apple. It's always the apple. No, why is the apple?
It's the temptation. And
The apple is the temptation. So
Those
yeah.
apples were very popular in the United States,
Okay.
in the parks, and also, how do you say, like a feria?
Fair.
When you go to the circus or in matches as well, they sell
Yeah.
these apples for
Okay.
£1, $1.
And-
No, I don't know, 1 cent. 2 cents. It was really
$1.
cheap.
It's okay. It's very cheap. But can you tell us a little bit about this creative process and the investigation behind that book? How was
Yeah.
that process to make
It was
this
very
book
hard.
real?
It took me about 2 years. And the first year, I was only reading books and versions of the books, because there are many versions of the same tale, different authors. And then I was looking for the mentions about the ingredients, the recipes, because some of the food, it's just like imaginary. Like Alice in Wonderland, it appears a pink potion that in the bottle you can read "Drink Me." And in the book, Lewis Carroll talks about how do you say, alquitrán, and a money, a coin
Ammoniac?
from
I think it's alquitrán.
Okay, Chan,
Yeah.
Ammoniac.
and then there is a coin, worms.
Or you can say tar.
Obviously you cannot do that, but you
Alright.
can try to find something that tastes good and it looks like, but you cannot represent that recipe anymore because it has worms. It's very
Yeah.
difficult.
It's possible,
then-
but it's difficult to drink it.
Well, you can, but and also there are many foods that have ingredients that you cannot eat, like I was telling, stones or something like this.
Oh, yeah.
I was spending 1 year to find ingredients that can match with the recipe, with the original recipe. And then the second year was about taking pictures, making the recipes, trying them, making because in the book I mentioned the origin of the recipe. So I mentioned the author, and every recipe got a little introduction about the story and the purpose of that food in the book.
Okay. I
Did
was
you-
researching, and alquitrán is tar. T-A-R. Yeah, I was like,
So you say
okay, I was thinking-
alquitrán, you say alquitrán.
No,
I told
because
you
you
my
wanted
story.
to, it's not that good.
I have a question,
Nope.
but I don't know. It's because I don't know if you, or yeah, did you have any problem with translation, maybe, or you read the tales in the original language, which is German? I imagine most of the tales
No.
are in German, or
Most of them in English, and also Pinocchio was in Italian because
Italian.
I understand a little bit, and I like to read in the original language.
yeah, that's
But sometimes the translation, you cannot feel the same as in the original language. So it was another one in French that I think it's from Perrault, but it was more than 100 books that year.
wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
And did you eat a lot of food while
Yeah.
writing?
And also my dog.
Oh my god!
was- There was a lot of time that the recipe didn't come as I want. So in that moment, I was calling my dog and okay,
Yeah, okay, eat it.
He was
It
a
was
volunteer.
It was the bad food tester.
and the dog was like, no, I don't want to eat more.
Okay, it was a fantasy dog. Well, in the every person, I mean, first I want to know where can we get that book, and if a person, our listeners, they get the book, they can following the book, they can create these amazing sweets.
yeah, of course, it's a very easy recipes. Some of them are not recipes at all because you can do the basket of the red hood. I don't know how to say in Spanish. It's la caperucita, maybe.
Ah, yeah, the little red
Yeah.
reading hood.
Riding hood.
Yeah, I have like do it yourself about the basket and the things that mentioned the book. It got inside, like the bottle or an apple, or well, some of them are very easy. Other ones are a little bit complicated, but I think you can do it with no level of
Even
kitchen.
even Nicholas can do it because he burned water.
Even Nicholas.
No,
He burns water. He burns water.
I'm imagine. I am imagining like the little Red Riding Hood basket. What was in it? I forgot it. A sandwich. I always see different food. No, there's always a sandwich.
No, that
Yeah.
was bread.
Bread.
Bread? It was bread.
Fruits.
Wine? No.
A
Wine?
bottle of milk.
Bottle
Yeah.
of milk.
Mm,
But that
And
could be a really nice thing for a picnic, right?
yes,
for example.
indeed.
And if we want to buy the book, where can we get it?
Well, the book is you can find it in Amazon, which is the best way to get it. And then at the first weeks it was released, you can find it in every library, but now it's more difficult to find it as the years go by. So now it's 3 years from the release, and still you can find it in Amazon. I don't know in Colombia where to find it, but the editorial is Planeta, which is worldwide, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, here we can find it. Maybe.
Yeah,
It's
sure.
Planeta, but it's like a little division that it's called Libros Cúpula.
Okay, cool.
Okay.
Is there any chance to get it online, or
Yeah, you can.
I mean, to read it
Yeah.
online?
Yeah,
But
I think so many pages got the book in PDF.
okay.
But it's better to buy it, man. Why
No,
do you
yeah,
want to
I know.
pirate?
no, the question is not to get it like in a physical book, but to buy it online. I don't know if it's
Yeah, I
possible.
just
For
shared.
sure.
No,
I
not to get
just-
it for free. Sorry, no.
No. See, I just shared on. What do you say? I just shared on Facebook Live. I just shared two links. One is from Planeta Libros and the other one is from Amazon, and you can
Oh,
get the
thank
book from
you.
them. So if you're interested, you're
How
gonna
much is
have a
it?
nice book.
How much is it in pesos?
Stop asking. I think it's 33 euros, something like that.
Now in Spain, it's 60.95 euros.
You see?
Okay.
But
Mhm.
on Amazon is 30, no, 35, 48 US.
Dollars. Okay.
Well, do you see? Nice and very interesting. Okay, let's stop for a minute and click on music for the second time. Nicholas, what are we going to listen to?
Yeah. Let's click on music. Click on viewers. Let's click for the second time. Mr. Bob Marley and Rastaman Vibration. Let's click on music.
Yeah.
You-
Rock.
Are you picking up?
Yes,
All
Yala
right, man.
protect us. So that
All
would
right,
Mr. Bob Marley with Rastaman Vibration for this afternoon. Literature vibration. Remember, participate using the hashtag click on sweet literature and tell us, you see, what kind of food have you learned from your favorite book? And if you would like to try some recipes from your favorite books and why. See, we're here talking to Adriana Garcia from Spain live right now. I think it is 11:40 at night over there, right?
Mhm.
What do you think about Mr. Marley?
I love him.
Yeah, it's one of Nicolas' favorites too. He doesn't
Yeah.
understand him very much, but it's his favorite.
Yeah, there is a moment that I think it's a moment in the history when Bob Marley was in the scenario, and there was two presidents of Jamaica that were actually enemies.
Okay, like fighting.
Yeah, and Bob Marley hold the hands and bring it together. It was like a shaman in the scenery.
Yeah, that man was
Yeah,
all
like
about
that.
peace and love, right?
Mhm.
He was all about peace and love.
Mhm.
And what,
Imagine those artists, no? Back in the past, they were changing something important. They were participating in something political as well.
Yeah.
But well, nowadays is we need, for example, here these kind of figures that represents culture now, that like Bob Marley.
Mhm. I was in a concert from the Wailers, the
yes?
original Wailers here in Barcelona. Yeah,
How was that?
amazing.
Natural mystic. Natural
Tremendous.
mystic.
One love. No,
Incredible.
you know, because it's like, I don't know, when you listen to Bob Marley's music, like different songs, and you can say that it's all of them, or most of them have like just the same message. It's always with the same idea in his mind, like that is relaxing.
But some people don't understand the idea. No, they can listen to the music like dance, reggae, blah, but maybe they don't get like the message.
Are you
Sometimes,
talking about
no?
yourself?
Yeah. So wow, Bob Marley, like, could you be loved? but the message is really important.
Yeah, but
I really admire.
let him sing it better. So don't you do it?
Don't try. Okay, let's move. Let's continue with the interview much better with Adriana, I guess.
You see, on this part of
We're gonna switch, no, a little bit.
yeah, and this part of the interview, I want to talk to, or I want to ask you, we want to ask you about your culture, because you know that you're from Spain, but you're from Barcelona, which sometimes is, for some people, it's a little bit different. But I want you to tell us a little bit about that. Is it like for the people who are listening, and maybe don't know what is Catalonia? Like,
Yeah, Catalonia is a region from Spain, and then it has its own language, which is Catalan, totally different from Spanish. Also, it's a Romanic language coming from the Latin, but
Yeah.
the culture here it's quite different, and we have also a movement that it's claiming for the independence of this region. But well, as the literature, Catalonia got their own myths and legends that maybe you have listened about San Jorge.
no.
Legend from for the dragon and the princess and the rose. It's very popular in all the world. It comes from here.
Maybe here
Oh.
we know it in a different way. Probably, yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe. What's the name?
San Jorge. Here it's San Jordi.
Or, bueno, yes,
Ah,
and it's a Catalan story. You
Yeah.
mean? Wow.
Yeah. It's a Catalan tradition here of literature because it's like Valentine's Day.
All right.
But
mm,
here, the boys give a rose to the ladies, and then we boys many books here. It's like a party, where in the streets you can find books and roses everywhere. It's very beautiful.
Okay.
And how big is Catalonia? Catalonia, compared, for example, to Madrid or something like that? Is it bigger?
Well, Catalonia, it's bigger, yes. Madrid is like a city and a provincia, and then Catalonia, it's bigger, and the main city is Barcelona. But when you live from this city, it's very peaceful. The villages, everything is like more like French.
Yeah. I don't know if it's, I want to make this question to Adriana because this happened to me when I went to Barcelona, and I went to a really near city, which is Girona, really
Yeah.
close to Barcelona. And I went to a restaurant, and I tried to speak Spanish,
Oh my
but
goodness.
the woman answered me in Catalan. And I
That's
spoke,
terrible.
yeah, I don't know.
That.
That was a really
Maybe because
interesting, but
she,
I thought, oh, I'm in Spain, so everyone speaks Spanish, I imagine. But no, she didn't speak Spanish. She only spoke Catalan. Is that possible, or
maybe
they were
because she
pulling
didn't
they were
understand
pulling
your,
my leg?
maybe
There
because she
is-
didn't understand your Spanish.
No, there is silly people in everywhere, also in Catalonia, and you find one of those silly people.
So,
But
but
it's
it's
not
not
normal.
common. It's not common. Yeah.
No, it's not common, and I don't like that way.
But how do you communicate with your friends in Catalan or in Spanish or
Catalan most of the times.
most of the time? Okay.
Mhm.
And you know that when we think about Catalonia, it maybe most because of the football or something. Is it, we immediately, yeah, because it's like
You mean you?
yeah, personal. I mean, because Barcelona team is very famous around the world, especially
Yeah.
Messi and stuff. But you see, we think
A
about
la Madrid.
Catalonia.
Yes. No, I'm joking. I'm joking.
No, okay. No, but we think about that in Catalonia, and immediately I don't know, Barcelona pops out. But there are many other cities, right? Like Nicolas was just talking about Girona, but what are other cities that we should know in Catalonia that, and their, I don't know, their special, I don't know, cultural thing?
Yeah, but also the little villages got a many culture here because where I am living now, it's called Camprodon, okay, and it was a settlement for the Romans. Have you ever listened about Marca Hispanica? It's like a region from Carlemagno. I don't know how to say it in Spanish or in English. Carlo Magno.
Carlo Magno?
Ese Carlo.
Yes, there is a region here, and also in Girona, there are the legends, because maybe you didn't know when you stayed there, but there is a really weird myth there. There is a creature that it's half crocodile, and the other half is it's a butterfly, and it's like at the same time it's like a noun, una monja.
Wow.
Yeah, and this creature was living in the river in Girona. So we have a lot of myths here, in even in the little cities. I think the beautiful things here are in the villages, not in the big cities. But well, big cities you can find Barcelona, Girona, Lleida, Tarragona as well. Is beautiful, and it has a lot of Roman settlements, which are interesting. But well, I was talking about this myth because maybe you didn't know, but in Girona there are lots of legends.
Cool. And I don't know, the typical question, like you say before, the Catalans, they want to independence from Spain, right? From the crown. Yeah. Why?
It's difficult
That's a
to
hard
explain
question. But
if you are not here, but truly there is an identity. It's very difficult from the Spanish behavior and the way of life. But I don't know. I think our politicians are not ready to rule his own country. It's my opinion.
Yeah, and you say something important. It's identity.
I think the idea is very beautiful, but they are not ready. Not ready still. Maybe in the future. I don't know.
Yeah, and when you speak about identity, and that's because when you think about independence from one country from another, and you think about identity, something that is very important in that independence and identity is that you have your own language, right? Yeah. And that's what I, because okay, that's what I want to talk about. Say like about the Catalania's language, you know. What can you tell us about that and the cultural influence that language and the importance of that language for Catalans?
But in Catalan?
Yeah.
Can you answer in Catalan?
Yes,
I like it.
És un idioma molt bonic. What I'm trying to say is that also it's un tema muy delicado. Also, there is a lot of hate that it comes from the war, the civil war we had here, and the oppression we felt here, the Catalans. But well, the thing is that the identity is totally different, the way of life, as I told you. To feel it, you must come here and see it, but it's very different.
But let's talk about the language. So it's Catalan has French, no? French, Latin, I guess. And what else is because the language is, it's quite similar to French, but it's stronger, I guess. I don't know.
No, I think it's softer even.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Cool. So
if you want, I can say anything in Catalan.
That was what I want to say. See, we want to learn some Catalan today. We and our
I'm ready.
Clic on listeners say, so this is today that we're going to learn. And I was doing some research, and you say, ¿Cómo comes diu en català?
Molt bé.
Comes diu en català. Vino, for example.
Vino, for example.
V.
But there are some words that are quite similar from Spanish to Catalan, like hola, it's hola.
Okay.
Bona nit.
¿Cómo estás?
Bona nit.
Bona nit, right now.
¿Cómo estás? Es ¿cómo estás? Es muy fácil.
¿Cómo estás?
Okay.
And if I go to a restaurant, for example, and I wanna ask.
For example, any place, for example, a restaurant.
Yeah, and I wanna ask for something, you know, like Nicolas, and I wanna impress the waiter, and I say, okay, I wanna ask for my food in Catalan. What do I say, like a reservation or something?
Or asking for food, yeah.
Yes.
What do you mean? To make a reservation or to ask for
No.
food?
Yeah,
or
ask for food.
Pedir, ¿no? Pedir en
Yeah,
el
when you get to the
restaurante.
restaurant.
Ordenar.
Ask for the
See?
menu and
asking for the food.
Yeah, exactly. Mhm.
And you
What
want to try typical typical Catalan food?
yeah. And what is it? Typical Catalan food.
Well, nowadays we have here many restaurants that have a Michelin star, which is a high category, but they actually don't do Catalan cuisine. They do like fusion. So I don't know. And at this point, gastronomy here in Catalonia, we use the products from here, but the way of cooking them is not from here. It's not the classical. So I don't know. Maybe you go to a restaurant and you see like pasta, salads, or something like this, but the product will be from here. But there are not classical food. You know.
Paella, the original
It's
paella
modern
is from paella is the original one is from Catalan, no?
No, it's from
Okay.
Valencia.
It's from Valencia.
Mhm.
Okay.
What is that?
Valencia-
Sorry.
Tell me.
What is that food? Is it like calçot?
Yes, it is from here.
What?
Okay.
How do you pronounce it? Calçots?
Calzots. Sí.
Calçots. And what is it?
Yeah. It's like a green onion, but when it's a baby,
Okay.
the onion is large, and we plant it in the ground surrounded by stones, or I don't know, actually other stones or other things. But when the onion is not like round, it's long, we took the calzots, that is this, and we place it in the oven, or you can place it in coal, you know,
All right.
carbon.
Yeah.
Okay, and then when it's black in the outside, the onion is cooked in the inside, and you can just pull it and eat it. And we make a sauce that it's called, well, many people uses alioli, which is a sauce that it's make. Well, it's not the sauce. It's like I don't know. Do you have in Colombia alioli? No.
No.
It's
that is-
like garlic and oil. When you,
Okay.
yeah, it's like a mayonnaise.
Okay.
¿Cómo es?
And we
Comes-
saw the onion in there, so you can imagine your breath after making calzots. You are ready to kiss a prince.
Yeah,
¿Cómo
ready for a
comes
kiss.
du
Ready to kiss.
carbón? Comes du carbón. en
Carbó.
catalán. Carbó.
Carbón. Sí.
Carbó. No, I knew
Carbó.
that calzots because the other day I was watching a movie that I like. I mean, it's really funny. That is, it's called Ocho Apellidos Catalanes.
Ah,
which
sí,
is-
sí.
Yeah, it's a nice movie. It's the second part. It's a nice movie. So, you say carbó.
Carbó instead of carbón. It's not. It's easy to speak Catalan if you speak Spanish.
It's very close, yeah.
Mhm.
I understand when Piqué offers like when Piqué speaks in Catalan, I understand Piqué most of
No.
especially when he fights.
No, I have heard some Catalan speaking, and when people speak slowly, maybe you can pick some of the words, but when they are like angry and speak really fast, it's very difficult.
Yeah.
In fact, in that movie that I was telling you about,
Mhm.
there is a scene in the movie where they have to go from Sevilla to Barcelona, and they take the train. And they said like, okay, when they are in Catalonia, they want to get some directions, and they said this is really easy. Catalan is just an accent, he said. It's not a real language, just an accent. And they ask for direction, like, excuse us, and that Catalan person started speaking like really, really fast, and he's like, maybe I go this way because he doesn't because it's difficult. And I say, okay, it's not that easy. Okay, can you tell us, for example, I'm, I don't know, happy to be here with you in català?
Estic molt contenta d'estar aquí amb vostès.
Estou molt contenta.
No, that's Portuguese.
Sorry. I'm sorry. Can you repeat that, please?
Estic molt contenta
Estic molt contenta
d'estar aquí
d'estar aquí
amb vostès. Ustedes, o puc dir amb vosaltres, o... Sí.
Vostès amb
es más ustedes y vosotros.
¿Cómo es el con?
Vosotros.
Con vosotros.
Amb
vosaltres.
Amb vosaltres. Ok.
Claro, cambia mucho. Por ejemplo, si ves las
terminaciones.
Las terminaciones, las preposiciones, los artículos también allí están como...
Bueno, tenemos el la, el, als, el acento es diferente.
Ah, ok.
El más es mes, ¿cierto?
Sí.
No sé si lo sé, porque es mes que un club. O sea, mes que un club.
Bueno, hay que decir que gracias al fútbol tenemos repercusión a nivel mundial. Una cosa es una cosa, o sea...
Sí, no, pues...
Pero no, la cultura es muy interesante. La arquitectura, ¿no? También
sí,
el tema de la arquitectura, Cataluña es súper interesante, es muy diferente.
How can I say, come and visit Catalunya and enjoy?
Vine a visitar Cataluña y disfruta o gaudeix. Gaudeix es más catalán todavía.
Gaudeix.
Disfruta es más castellano. Es que a veces se nos ponen palabras del castellano y hacemos como... We make like... sorry.
No, it's okay.
There are false friends as well in Spanish and in Catalan. Sometimes we include words from the Spanish language into Catalan that sounds not very Catalan, but we do it most of the time, but it's not correct. So in the case of disfrutar, in Catalan, the correct way to say it is gaudir, como el arquitecto.
Ay.
By the architect.
Well, this has been an amazing ride.
Yeah.
Really nice to be with you and speaking to you, Adriana. This has been a nice show. In fact, the time flew, and we didn't have any time to read the comments, and there are a lot. For example, Linda Gaya Maya said, I remember reading Hansel and Gretel and just dreaming about that candy house.
Oh, yeah.
Kika Cioto said, I'm not good at cooking, but I have always wondered what butter beer Harry Potter's book tastes like.
Yeah. It's in my book.
Yes?
Yeah.
Okay.
Who is the...
Kika Cioto, you can buy the book and taste.
You can buy the book and taste that.
Diana Aguilar say, maybe it's not sweet, but I pay just to take that delicious soup Sam cooks in The Lord of the Rings, The Two Towers. It's like Sam needs his own cooking channel.
From
Remember
Lord of the Rings. Yeah, we have 3 recipes. Well, I have 3 recipes in the book. Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that soup that Smeagol
found.
Smeagol found like some rabbits, but really thin rabbit, and he wants to eat them like raw. But Sam then cooks them in a little soup, and it's like delicious soup.
Sam is a good cooker, right?
Yeah.
But Smeagol is better because he cooks raw.
Yeah.
Fishes.
Yeah. In fact, he caught those rabbits and then he caught some fish. So he's the best.
And then he said, "You ruin it, no? You ruin it.
Yeah. You need some potatoes. You don't need potatoes. Well, Adriana, really, thank you for being with us today. This has been amazing, and this is your house, and this is your house, and we hope to speak to you again, maybe a little bit more
Okay.
about Catalan.
Thank you so much for this opportunity.
Nicolas, thank you again. It's my obligation to say thank you to you.
Okay, thanks, Teacher Luis. Thanks, Adriana, for,
Thank you.
well, sharing this time with us. It was too short. Maybe we can have a second part. But, well,
Okay.
I really had a good time. Thank you, Adriana. Thank you, Teacher
Thank you.
Luis. Click on
Can you-
viewers. Thanks a lot.
Can you say something to Click on Air and the Click on viewers, Adriana, in Catalan, just to say goodbye?
A reveure i fins la propera.
Okay. It was very
See you
clear.
next time, I say.
Okay.
Ah, okay.
Okay, it was very clear. Okay, thank you, Click on listeners.
Ciao, ciao.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Click on Air, a journey through the world of languages. Come and travel with us. Listen to us every Wednesday through www.radioamigainternational.com.
Radio Amiga, musical culture, 11 years on air.